Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Tonio here today with Tonio Knows Boxing. And man, I did not think I'd be having to make this video. After what I witnessed last night with Ryan Garcia, Rolly Romero, and Devin Haney, Jose Ramirez, I didn't think there's anything that could top it. I didn't think there was anything that could be remotely close. As you guys know, we have a star-studded weekend. Friday, we had Teofimo Lopez, Arnold Barboza. Then we had Devin Haney, Jose Ramirez, and then we had Ryan Garcia, Rolly Romero. And then the day after, which is today, we had Canelo Alvarez taking on William Scull. Now, most people didn't know who William Scull was. William Scull, Cuban. We'll get into that. And then Sunday, we got Naoya Inoue making his return to America. So we thought this is going to be one of the greatest weekends in boxing. And actually, it's turned out to be one of the worst weekends in boxing history. Now, if you guys haven't watched my video, I'm going to put the link in the top right corner to go watch my last video I made on the worst boxing card of ever. And I meant that when I said it. That was the worst card ever. This card wasn't as bad as that last card for card wise. But fight wise, it was the worst fight I ever seen. Now, like I said, I had that link in the top right corner. I didn't think that Canelo Alvarez would have topped that. I didn't think there was a fight ever that Canelo would ever have that would top that. So the card was cool. We had Jaime Munguia versus Bruno Soares in a rematch. That fight was solid. You can tell Jaime Munguia improved and he beat Bruno Soares. We had Badu Jack, and that was a boring fight as well. He came out with a victory. And we also had F.A. Jogba versus Martin McCauley. That was a decent fight in which I thought F.A. Jogba won, but it was a draw. We're only going to talk about the Canelo Alvarez versus William Scull fight. Now, leading up to the fight, it's been all respect between William Scull and Canelo Alvarez, except for he said he was going to make him eat something, and then Canelo said the only thing he's going to eat is my fist, or something like that. But it's been real respectful. Canelo Alvarez said he wanted to make a statement fighting in Saudi for the first time. And Canelo comes out with this huge, the whole nine with Canelo. He got the huge entourage, amazing walkout. William Scull, man, he's a Cuban undefeated fighter, IBF world champion, 23-9 knockouts. So, looking at the record, the power isn't the best. But Bruno Soares had 4 knockouts coming into his fight with Jaime Munguia, and he knocked Jaime Munguia out. So, knockouts don't determine if someone's got power or not on the record. But if you watch William Scull last fight, he's a mover. He's got the Cuban style, man. The Cubans, they like to move a lot. They got an amateur-like style. But, brother, I didn't expect this. William Scull literally did worse than what Devin Haney did last night. Devin Haney, he made Devin Haney look good because Devin Haney in spurts would sit down on his punches, throw left hooks, occasional shots to the body. William Scull really did none of that. In the first round of this fight, there was only one punch landed, and that was from Canelo. That was from William Scull. Canelo only threw 4 shots in the first round. William Scull threw 20, and only one punch landed. What am I supposed to do with that? How am I supposed to score that fight? What am I supposed to do with that information? And I don't want to hear the Canelo start slow, this, that, and the third. Brother, you had a whole camp to watch film. You knew he was going to move. I know you want to calculate data and all, but you did it the whole fight. It felt like you were still calculating in round 11. And it's just, you can tell William Scull was just there for a payday. He wasn't coming to win the fight. There were times when Canelo, he would get angry and he would come in recklessly and William Scull would try to counter, but even those shots weren't landed. I mean, guys, this fight was the fewest combined punches thrown in a 12-round fight. Not landed, just thrown. Canelo only threw 152 shots, man. 152 shots thrown. Scull threw 293. So he threw a lot, but a lot of his punches were meaningless punches. Just flicking at air. He was just flicking at air the whole time. And it's like, it's cool. Like, you can do, I don't have a problem with the moving. The moving isn't a problem. I'm cool with you moving. It's when you're moving without a purpose. That's the problem. If you guys watch Bud Crawford against Madrimov, right? Bud was moving, but Bud would come in and set up shots. You know? Shakur versus Valdez. Shakur would move around, but he was setting up shots. He would come in, back Valdez up, and then move, get out the way, counter. You know what I'm saying? Like Tank versus Rolly. Tank would move, and then he would set up a shot. There's instances in where you can be a mover, bro. You can move around the ring. David Haney's, he does it all the time. And not to the extent he did last night. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to eliminate. Like, you can move, bro. Stick and move. I get it. Hit and not get hit. But the hit is a part of hit and not get hit. It's a part of it. Stick and move. Stick and move. We can't have 50 punches landed in a fight, man. From both fighters. It will be different if one fighter was totally dominating the other and it's 150 to 50. That's a masterclass. This wasn't no masterclass from either fighter. This wasn't boxing. I could find a better fight at my local gym. I could. You can go to amateur fights for getting $5 and watch a better fight, but you had to pay $60 for this pay-per-view, or $80 if you bought the bundle like I did. $90, I believe. Like, come on. Imagine this is your first time watching Canelo. Say you got a girlfriend or you got friends that don't watch boxing, or your mom or your dad, and you like, yo, I got this dude Canelo. He's like, one of the best in boxing. And you show them this fight, and they're like, what is this? And you got to be like, nah, man, like, you know what I'm saying? That's not how you fight. They're not going to believe you, bro. Because this was bad. This was the worst fight I ever seen in my life. This was worse than the Rolly versus Ryan. At least Rolly knocked down Ryan. This was worse than Devin versus Ramirez, because at least Devin would sit on punches occasionally. And Devin dominated. This fight was no domination from the runner or the stalker. And I'm not a guy that likes to say running, but William Scull was running without a purpose. There was no purpose. His purpose was to collect his millions. Like, guys, this is in Saudi. This is in front of Turkey, bro. You want to make a statement so you can come back again. William Scull, you're not coming back. You will never get a championship. If you might get a championship shot again, because the championship stuff is going out today. But you won't get a big payday again. You better live off that, brother, because you're not getting a big payday again. And Canelo, man, we can't be sitting here calculating, for 11 rounds. You gotta step to him. You gotta step to him. You have to, or it's not gonna be a fight. And guys, like, it's on both guys. It's on Scull and Canelo. You gotta cut the ring off. Same. I don't think I gave Jose Ramirez the proper. I think I did too much on Devin Haney last video. Jose Ramirez is part of the problem. He couldn't cut the ring off. But today, man, with Canelo, this just shows why you gotta fight the best. The best gotta fight the best. We gotta have 1 and 2 in the class fight each other. 1 and 3, 1 and 4, 1 and 5, whatever. I get it. Scull is a champion. You want to be undisputed. You know what I'm saying? So the Canelo Crawford fight could be for undisputed. But my God, you guys mean to tell me David Benavidez would have did what William Scull did today? You mean to tell me David Benavidez would have got in there and landed 50 punches? David Benavidez lands 50 punches in 2 rounds. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Nobody wanted to pay. No, everybody wants their money back, bro. Everybody wants their money back. I'm going to call my bank and dispute this charge, bro, because this was terrible. This was terrible. It was bad. It was the worst. The worst. And I'm not exaggerating, guys. I would tell you to go watch it for yourself, but I do not want you guys to go through that pain I had to sit there through. Literally. And guys, my favorite fighter is Shakur Stevenson, who was known to be boring to boxing fans. But guys, that makes Shakur Stevenson look like the most action-packed fighter in the world. Like, Shakur is stepping to guys. He's evading punches. He's a very defensively responsible fighter. But the De Los Santos fight was the closest thing. And these guys are outdoing what he did against De Los Santos. This is crazy. This is crazy. And as a boxing fan, a guy who who watched Josh Taylor versus Teofimo Lopez and decided, you know what, I found my love for boxing again. This is the reason why boxing died in the first place, because of fights like this. The UFC will always be in front of boxing because they put on fights. They have 1 and 2 fight each other. You know what I'm saying? They're not fighting for this crazy amount of money, but that's a part of the reason, guys. These guys are making, Tank and Canelo, those guys are making so much money that they can fight a guy like Lamont Roach, who not a lot of people knew. They can fight a guy like William Scull. They can fight a guy like Edgar Berlanga or Jaime Munguia. You know what I'm saying? They can fight Hector Luis Garcia. They can fight Frank Martin. And it's crazy. It's just crazy. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I never thought a Canelo fight would be this bad. It was the worst fight in boxing I've ever seen. The worst. The worst. And I just had to sit there and go through Rolly Romero, Ryan Garcia, and Devin Haney, Jose Ramirez. We got the monster coming up Sunday, man, tomorrow. And I know for a fact Naoya Inoue will not let me down. I can guarantee you guys, if you guys had to sit there and witness what I witnessed, please watch Sunday. Naoya Inoue will not disappoint. There's some good fighters on the card too. You got Emiliano Vargas. You got what's the guy name? Espinoza, the guy that fought Robeisy Ramirez. He's a really good fighter. So you got guys. You got Rohan Polanco. You got a lot of good fighters on that card. Please go watch the Sunday card. I promise you it won't be as bad as this one was, man. And you know Top Rank is good with the matchmaking. You're gonna see some knockouts. But man, if I have to sit through another fight card or event like that, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it. Hopefully, you know, we got some good fights coming up. We got Hitchens versus Kambosos. Hitchens has a style that you know, it could be similar to this, but I think him versus Kambosos, I think that'll be a showcase because Hitchens will jab and he will hit. He will hit and not get hit. He will actually hit. We got Keyshawn Davis versus Edwin De Los Santos. We know that's going to be fireworks. We know Edwin likes to be aggressive, and we know Keyshawn ain't backing down from nobody. We got Shakur Stevenson versus William Zepeda on July 12th. That's one of the best versus the best. You got Edgar Berlanga versus Hamza Shiraz. That should be good. So we got some good fights, man, but this was a terrible weekend for boxing. Hopefully Naoya Inoue can save us and put us back on the map. But man, this was terrible. You guys let me know down below what you guys thought of the fights. Am I overreacting? I don't think I am. Honestly, I could care less if you say I'm overreacting. This was bad. Even if you're a fan of Canelo, you thought this was bad. Even whether you put the blame on Scull or not, it was bad. Regardless of who you put the blame on. But yeah, guys, like, comment, subscribe for more boxing. I'm being more consistent. All the big fights I'm going to be covering. I'm going to go back to giving my predictions, man. But, man, I just had to get these videos out. Hopefully, like I said, Inoue puts on a better show. Antonio Knows Boxing. We out.